I gotta make it super clear that this bike has been down a few times, but guess what? Everything on this bike is replaceable. It's true that, if you get injured, you can go to the hospital and a lot of things they can fix. But boy, when it comes to something that they can't fix and your body will never be the same again, you will be feeling sorry. I met a guy, he was super excited to get a bike. He had just turned 18. He couldn't wait to get a motorcycle. And he was hitting me up. He was telling me, man, as soon as I get a bike, man, I'm gonna lock in with you, man. I wanna get good on the bike and learn, how to get some more control, learn how to wheelie, somewhere down the line. And I'm like, all right, bro, I'm here. Lock in, man. And he gets his bike, and then he decides to get his motorcycle license. On the way home from getting his license, he's riding, he goes to an intersection, gets hit by a truck, and his leg gets amputated from the knee down. So he was out of the game before he even got started. I'm saying all this to say, man, is that the bike's replaceable, but you're more important than the bike. You're way more important than the bike. But a lot of guys are very fixated on the bike. Oh, I need to get cages. Oh, my bike this and my bike that. And they don't even focus on themselves. They don't focus on developing their skills, and they don't focus on protecting their body nearly as much as protecting the bike, which is a little backwards because you're more important than the bike. And if you really cared about your bike, instead of tripping about cages, trip out on your skills. Because if you have the skills to be able to counter any situation thrown at you, any situation, then you can avoid the accident in the first place. So there's two lines of defense: your skills, your control, your awareness, how sharp you are as a rider. All right, that's your number one defense. If that fails, meaning you wasn't ready, then you got your gear to rely on to save your ass. So this is the gear that you need to be wearing, all right? First things first, you see I got this mask on. This is like putting on socks before you put on your shoes. Your shoes feel so nasty and sweaty if you put your shoe on without socks. Same thing with your helmet, especially at times like this in the summertime where it gets really hot. If you don't got one of these on, your helmet probably stinks, sweating out your pads and all that. So it's cleaner, it's more hygienic, it's easier to wash and maintain, stay clean, but it feels good on your face. But I'm gonna be honest, I started wearing these masks because I thought it looked so cool. So your style points will go up. Now, next thing you wanna have is gloves, all right? Listen, man, just get some nice gloves. I mean, I've had nice Alpine Stars, and there's been times where I've gone down and they still had holes in them. So, you know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, something is better than nothing, all right? I'm not gonna give you a recommendation on what's the best one. I mean, I couldn't tell you, man. They're all like, useful, As long as it feels good, you know what I mean? You try it on, feels good. Now look, it's super hot outside, right? You notice I don't have a jacket on. This is my summertime setup, all right? So we got gloves, we got the helmet, of course. We got elbow pads. Why? Because when you fall, first thing that hits the ground is your hands, elbows, maybe your hips could hit the ground, your knees hit the ground. I got knee pads. Listen, maybe, this is a little bit extra, but when you're doing wheelies, and especially when you're learning, you want the extra, all right? This is literally what I wear. One of my coaches told me, you want to get one set of knees in your lifetime. So protect what you got, man. You want to get one set of everything. And when they take abuse, it takes damage, it doesn't fully go back the same. Like I said, you can replace your bike parts, but bro, when it comes to your body, a lot of that shit can be permanent. A lot of it can be permanent. You can't fix everything, and you're just gonna have to live with your mistakes when it comes to your body. So elbow pads, knee pads, you wanna have protective pants, the ones that don't rip, all right? There's brands that make amazing riding gear. I'm talking about, like, you can go into like cycle gear, try on so many stuff. Look at these shoes. You would never guess that there's motorcycle sneakers like this. They look like so casual and they're so comfortable. Like, I'll wear this wherever I go. You know what I mean? Like, it looks cool, like, you know, just casual outfits anywhere I go. I don't feel out of place, like overdressed. Like, oh man, he's in his motorcycle gear. Like, no, I blend right in. And they have crush-proof toes, crush-proof soles, crush-proof ankles, got pucks in the ankles. The heels are crush-proof. It feels really solid when I'm standing on my pegs. I don't feel the peg digging into my foot. It's solid and it's flat and it's firm. So I feel the rear brake really nicely. These are motorcycle sneakers, man. Super stylish. You can get them all different types of design to match your style. Motorcycle sneakers are the way to go. They're not boots, okay? Don't get it confused with motorcycle boots. Those big ass MotoGP boots. I just don't see it giving you the mobility in the ankle to give you the foot brake control. A lot of these guys can't wheelie because they're wearing the wrong gear. Their gear's not allowing them the dexterity and the mobility to actually have finesse. So they already starting off, you know, way out there. So if it was wintertime, I would definitely be wearing a jacket, okay? I really like Icon jackets, but whatever motorcycle jacket you like and it suits you nicely, wear it. It's better than nothing. Like, literally, I can't tell you what the best thing is. You know what I'm saying? For me, the best thing is having full control over your bike, so you don't need none of this. I mean, it's been years and years and years since I've touched the ground. You know what I mean? So, you know, full control is the way to go. You know, it's not something that even crosses my mind. You know, I'm making this video because in the beginning, I was a lot more delicate. I was more fragile. I was more vulnerable because I didn't have the control that I have now. So in the beginning, this was super critical to have the right gears, you know, when you're in that season of training and becoming. It's like you're becoming that young Jedi. But in the beginning, you know, you get whooped a lot until you become the master. So you want to have the shoes, you want to have knee pads. I'm telling you right now, your knees will hit the ground a lot of times. All right? These are like the touch points. Elbows, knees, these are touch points. All right? Now I wear a chest protector. This saved my life one time. One time I did a wheelie, my throttle got stuck, and I clutched straight up, straight back, and I was just sliding on my back, and I had this on. I walked away without a scratch. So with that being said, man, I would never wear this with a jacket. It's either or. I wear a jacket or I'm wearing a vest, either or. In the summertime, it's hot. You're not gonna catch me with a jacket on. This is my summertime setup. In the wintertime, you're not gonna catch me freezing my ass off with this setup. I'm gonna have on a nice jacket that's thick, you know what I mean? And it's protecting. Now, in case you don't know, you know, we always gotta have the visor so we can keep it stylish. But these visors, these tinted visors, at nighttime, they're pretty useless. It's super pain. Now, I think that they just came out with visors that when the sunlight hits the visor, it tints by itself. When the sunlight goes down, it becomes clear by itself. So I would look into that. Otherwise, you need a clear visor on standby and a tinted visor on standby. If you go out at night, switch out the visor before you leave. If you go out in the morning early, you could probably get home before the sun goes down and you'll be good with a tinted visor all day. But if you like leave the house in the afternoon, it's still some sun out, but it'll probably fall dark before you get home. That's when you get in trouble a lot of times. Then you gotta open up your visor to be able to see as you're riding. And I don't know about you guys, but me personally, whenever I keep my visor up, and trust me, I love to keep my visor up when I'm riding. It's like rolling up the windows. But for whatever reason, I always catch a bug in my eye. And that is the most annoying thing about motorcycle riding, in my opinion. Catching bugs in your eyes. That is the worst. So, you know, get your visors situated. That's it for riding gear. Yo, and last but not least, I've been hearing a lot of guys tell me that they loop their bike and the foot peg has gone through their foot, okay? So the biggest takeaway from this video right now is getting motorcycle shoes that will protect you, okay? I don't want to hear anyone talk about a peg went through their foot because they dropped the bike and the bike fell on their foot. It's like super common for the bike to possibly fall on your foot if you lose control. So protect your feet, protect your legs, protect your whole body.